So I'm at Trader Joe's and I was just listening in to two white people talk about their escape plan, like to leave the United States. So if this isn't like a reality check for you, I don't know what is, because I've been telling my parents like, oye mama, oye papa, like maybe we should move back to Mexico. And she was like, they're just like, you move, you don't know what you're talking about. But it's like, here I am in Pasadena amongst white people where white people are planning on leaving the country. So it's like, what do we do?
Hi, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. So some people are actually so tired of the economic state and they are actually choosing to leave. There are a lot of people who are choosing to leave the US because they feel like the economy is not good and they are not like there's no saving. The job market is trashy, things are very expensive, like it's becoming so very unaffordable for people. It's starting to look like America is only meant for those that are rich. Poor people can't survive here. Like it's looking like there's no middle classes. Either you're just poor or you're rich. So we're going to be checking out these videos and why they came to that conclusion. But before we get right into this video, please make sure you click the like button. It helps the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. Let's get right into this video.
I want to let y'all know that it's just not you. America is drained as a whole. Like the whole country is running on fumes right now. Wake up tired, go to work tired, go home tired. And it's not because we lazy, it's because the system is actually exhausting us and draining us. Think about it, people are working longer hours just to afford the basic shit. Food, rent, gas, everything's expensive right now. Your money not stretching like you used to, your paycheck not stretching, and it's wearing everybody down. Then everybody get on social media for a dopamine hit to kind of release themselves from the real life and reality. Our brain never actually get a chance to rest. Let's be real, America don't really care about us resting. We glorify hustle culture and then we treat burnout like it's normal. No wonder everybody walking around all tired, aggravated, and don't want to be bothered with. But until the system changes and things get better here, we all just going to continue to be exhausted. Not really think it's going to go downhill from there.
I want to leave the country. I want to leave the country, and I think that everybody thinks that that's crazy. I think everybody thinks that that's fucking crazy. And because, oh my God, how do you leave the country? Number one, we don't have enough money for like normal bills, right? So like, it's like, oh, travel abroad. No, I don't want to travel abroad. I want to leave abroad. I want to leave here and go somewhere else. I keep seeing all these fucking TikToks that are like, oh, I was in Thailand and like, look at this fucking doctor's appointment I went to and the fucking hospital looks like a goddamn hotel. And it cost me like $100. I think so much is being kept from us about like what it's like to live in other countries. Either that, not kept from us, we're not doing enough research. I have 4 kids under the age of 7. I'm trying to uproot and go. But if I say that to other people are like, that's fucking crazy. Like, how you think you can't afford to live here? How are you gonna afford to like up and move? Oh, I don't know. The average cost of moving fucking states is like 10 grand anyway. Don't you think I could get across the seas for 10 grand and find some place? I don't know. Aren't there? I'm crashing out. Isn't there not people that do this as a living? Like they went overseas and they were like, oh, I'm gonna help Americans flee. We're fleeing. Shouldn't we be fleeing? Should we be fleeing at this point? I'm obviously crashing out. I'm obviously, because there has to be, I don't know. I think we were born in America to think, oh, you can't leave America. But like, if you think about like Europe, like, half of the fucking countries are the size of like, I don't know, like Idaho. I don't fucking know. We should be able to up and go, right? Because everything here is completely fucked. Everything here is fucked, bro. Like, it's fucked. It's fucked. And we should be able to, So if anybody has any clue on how to like plan on how to move your entire family out of the country without it sounding like it's like the most extreme thing ever, let me know. Because, you know, people flee countries to get better lives. And like, now America is the country to be fleeing. We need to be fleeing here, right? Or we can sit here and wait until we're all actually homeless, which I don't really know. Like, there's something about the game of Monopoly and capitalism with like something about that and all that. I don't have the knowledge to explain it. All I know is that this isn't really gonna work for me at all unless something changes, which it's not gonna change. It's actually gonna get worse. I know that's gonna keep getting worse. So I would like to flee. I would like to flee and be I would like to flee this country and be an immigrant to another country. I would like to be saved by another country. who knows that America is a absolute fucking shit show. So if anybody agrees with me or like has any information on how to do that, let me know. It's 1:20 in the morning. I'm crashing out about living in America, and that's all. So good night.
So I'm gonna hold your hand when we talk about this today. The US is cooked, and it's not a matter of if it's cooked, it's a matter of how cooked it is and what your exit plan is going to be. So either you are going to stay in the stew, or you're going to make a plan to move to another country. And for those of you that are listening to this and you think, oh, that sounds very drastic, what is she talking about? That's crazy. So my name is Jamelia. I've lived abroad for 15 years. I just came back from Atlanta 3 days ago, and it's cooked, it's done, it's a wrap. So if I were you, if I had to start all over again, and if it, I started out in 2025 doing this, then I would decide that I'm going to move abroad and I'm going to start a business. And it wouldn't matter how much learning I needed to do, but I would do it.
Trump has made my life so difficult, I've decided it's no longer time to be an American. It's just not meant for me and my cards anymore. First off, do you guys remember whenever this administration first came on and they were talking about sending people who were on anxiety and depression medication away to a camp? RFK Jr. mentioned that. And I was like, oh shit, I need to go ahead and get off my medication, which I have, because I don't want to be caught up in a camp. Directly after that, there started being some like whispers about, debt being an issue, because everyone is like compiling a bunch of consumer debt because we are not able to live, honestly. So I said, you know what? I no longer respect any of this, whatever this country is. So I'm going to go ahead and bail myself out like every other company does. And I filed bankruptcy. Actually, that happened a couple of days ago. We're good to go. And now the job report comes out. And it's like, oh wait, I'm unemployed. I can't get a job, but there's not enough jobs to go around. And you can't afford food. Nope. He can have it. He can have America. It's not meant for me. And that's okay. So I leave in 45 days. 45 days. It's crazy.
So today I'm going to be breaking down how much I spent this month living in Costa Rica. I know this is a pretty important topic on anybody's mind. How much does it cost to travel and live like this? And so I'm about to break it down to you right now. I will say that all of these numbers are rounded to the nearest dollar, and some of these numbers are more like guesstimations because, listen, I take the cash out of the ATM and it's like, where did it go? The money in Costa Rica is some of the most prettiest money I've ever seen, right? This is 10,000 colones. This is equal to $20, essentially, right? And it's like I have this 10 mil and I go into town and I exist in town and I come home and I have no mills left. No, that's not true. We always have mills to pay the bills. Oh, hi, butterfly. Hi. The cash in my hands, it be going fast. Today we're eating papaya, cantaloupe, and coconut jelly with lime. Let's get into these numbers, okay? Okay, so starting with the flight. My one-way flight to Costa Rica was $132, okay? My rent was $850. Okay, usually she charges $750 for the month. However, I needed 4 additional days. She charges $25 for each night. So 25 times 4 is 100. 100 adds to 750 equals 850. I spent about $300 on groceries this month. I've been eating mostly whole fruits, whole vegetables, eating mostly raw. That grocery bill is just mostly watermelon and papaya. I probably had about 6 or 7 cooked meals for the entire time I was here at restaurants, and at those restaurants I spent $150. We've got about $450 for food. Next is transportation. Transportation is one of my next biggest expenses, where I spent $350 on transportation. Now this is including the bus for me to get to Puerto Viejo, the Uber from the airport, any kind of taxis, collectivos, buses, like the local bus, and tuk-tuks. I could have bought a bike. It would have been cheaper for me to buy the bike, use it while I'm here, and sell it. However, the bike gets me to town, but at night, at the end of the night, when I'm trying to come uphill, the bike does not get me back home. The safest and the most efficient way to get home at night is with a taxi or a tuk-tuk. So I didn't take the time to invest in a bike, and I didn't take the time to invest in a scooter because the monthly scooter, the rental for a monthly scooter would have been maybe $600, and that's almost double what I spent on transportation. I did rekindle my relationship with ganja, so I spent about $100 on ganja and other related expenses. I spent about $30 on different classes and workshops that are held in the community here. I spent $40 on coconuts. I spent $30 on ATM fees, which I need to get that together because going to the ATM 6 times in 1 month and it's $5 every time you go, that's not very economical. And then I did have to go to the pharmacy. I did have to go to the doctor. It wasn't a big deal, just like an allergic reaction I had to some bug bites. Not a big deal. They gave me some stuff, but that was $200. So altogether, we have a whopping total of $2,182. Nah, that's not bad. That is not bad considering that's a little bit less than what I spend in the States. In the States, I probably spent about $3,000, maybe $3,500 existing in the States. So that's significantly less money than what I would be spending. However, I'd like to see this number go down, okay? I'm here, I'm traveling long term. So I've got to find ways to make my money stretch. I'd like to cut this number in half, essentially. Here are some other expenses that I incurred this month that are not travel related, but they are monthly expenses that I need to take into consideration. Coming out strong is the phone bill at $100 a month. Yes, my phone is on. No, not just with Wi-Fi. Yes, it's on LTE. That's an expense that is paid for in part by me and in part by my business, because no matter where I am in the world, I need to be able to pick up that phone and say, thank you for calling Glitter and Giggles. This is Aisha, right? So my phone has to be on. That's $100 a month. Next up is Spotify at $20 a month. Me and my mommy, we share our Spotify. We got the premium duo account. Up next is Canva at $13 a month. My mom was about to become a Canva baddie, so she said she was taking over the Canva expense, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. And then motherfucking Apple, they gotta get their goddamn $9.99 every goddamn month. And then Amazon Prime at $8 a month. Including my monthly reoccurring subscriptions, that is $151. If you add that to the $2,182, now you have $2,333. And you take away the monthly reoccurring expenses, we are spending about $2,200, let's round up to $2,200 to be here in Costa Rica for a month. Like I said, that's not bad, but in the future, I would really like to see that number go down. I'm very excited that during this month of May, I actually will see that number drop significantly because I am participating in a partial work exchange where I paid a small amount of money in exchange for accommodations, food, and teaching classes while I am there. For the month of June, I do not think that number is going to be less than $2,000 because I am going to be outside in June. I'm going to be outside, and July and August are also months that are accounted for where I've already paid for what I need to pay for. I will break those numbers down at a later time. When September hits, come September, my monthly living expenses out of the country need to be $1,000 or less. We'll see. That's how much I spent this month being in Costa Rica. Y'all let me know what you want to see. What content do you want from me? What questions do you have for me? And I'd be happy to answer them.
The difference is there's no jobs for you in other people's countries. Okay, people don't risk life and limb coming to America to take shitty jobs that no one wants when they have access to those jobs or better in their home countries. Okay, and in fact, I know so many professionals, doctors, lawyers, dentists even, who make more doing bullshit jobs in America than they did in their trained professions back home. For all the bullshit, America is still a place where you can make an opportunity as opposed to other places where you need to come with your opportunity. Add on to that, it's actually hard as shit becoming a resident in most countries, and in a lot of places in the world, you can't rent an apartment, you can't buy a piece of property, nor can you start a business without being a resident. And that residency process will, at very minimum, is going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars. So don't get it twisted. It's nowhere near as simple as a lot of people like to imagine that it is. Even something like the asylum process, which is specifically for people who fear prosecution in their home countries, right? even that doesn't guarantee that you're going to be allowed to stay in that place.
Getting all those resident permits to stay in the country, that in itself is actually a lot. Like, because some people basically have to cut corners, do all sort of things, which is going to be costing you money, like to try to stay in another country if you're trying to leave. And I feel like, yeah, we understand like the whole conversation about wanting to leave like the country. Oh, you want to leave the US, but at the same time, topic that she brought is very, very important for people to know, because sometimes like the internet might show you like all these fantasies and things like being so easy, and sometimes some people go ahead like with that mentality, not knowing you have to think about the hard, difficult part of things, because absolutely like jobs are not like that easy for you. Sometimes like a lot of people go to different countries, some countries actually speak different languages, and they're going to prioritize their own citizens before they can prioritize you when it comes to job. It's only in the US where you tend to even see like people can come like from other countries and easily like they could, you know, do some stuff, they could get their life like going and set up. No, it's just absolute truth, because you have to carry opportunities to another country. At the same time, also there's also privileges that come with, you know, being an American citizen or being American. Of course, your passport is very strong. Like, you're gonna go to other countries, you're not gonna have much difficulties with going to other people's country. And also you just having like, you know, the American accents, you having the, you know, you being a foreigner, they might actually hire you and prioritize you in some countries. Like, you need to know which country because they might prioritize you better than they will prioritize their own citizens and hire you before they hire their citizens, and they'll be like, oh, you know, this is like an upgrade. So it depends. Actually, it also depends on where you're going to, also depends on what field you're going into. So those things, staying in other countries are so difficult. Some might just give you a very short time, like you can only stay here for 3 months on a tourist visa and that's it. Well, now you're trying to live in that country for long, so you don't even know. Some countries will not even let you own properties. Like, you being a foreigner, you can't own their properties. So that's that. Like, even if you come with your money, you save up your money and you're like, oh, let me come and start up a business here, let me own my own house, maybe you can't even do that. Like, maybe some even have limits for you as to, you know, how many you can own, how many lands you can own, how many properties you can own. So those are things to actually put into consideration, because I feel like everything she's saying is the absolute truth that many people actually ignore. Put that in mind. So before you travel and before you go to some certain countries, you better make sure that you have your own income. Like, you better have a way of making money. And the most smoother way for you is actually to be earning in a very good currency that is higher than the country you're going to live in, so that you might have a better, you know, better life and a decent way of living. And it also depends on you though, however you want to do it. But just make sure you are very sure about how you're going to be making money. If you are retired, that's better for you. At least you get something every month. But always make sure you have money. You've made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. Please make sure you click the like button. It helps with the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. And subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you're watching me for the very first time. Hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video, and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. I really appreciate you. I will see you on the next one. Bye.